The increasing divide between Washington and its European allies over the Ukraine conflict has raised serious concerns about the reliability of American defense agreements. German policymakers, in particular, worry that the U.S. could remotely disable their F-35A fighter jets in the event of a geopolitical crisis. Under a $9 billion contract, Berlin is set to acquire 35 F-35s to maintain its nuclear sharing arrangement with the U.S., which allows it access to American B61 nuclear bombs. However, the precedent set by Washington's restriction of Ukraine's access to critical military technology, such as Starlink and precision-guided targeting data, has fueled fears that the same tactics could be applied to Allied fighter jets. These concerns have gained further traction following statements from German defense industry experts. Joachim Schranshofer, head of communications at defense firm Hensoldt, told Bild that the kill switch is more than just a rumor. He suggested that the U.S. could easily disable Germany's F-35s by restricting access to the mission planning system. Meanwhile, Wolfgang Ischinger, former president of the Munich Security Conference, questioned whether Germany should continue with its F-35 acquisition, warning that the U.S. could impose similar restrictions on its operations as is done with Ukraine. Defense analyst Richard Abalafia, speaking to Financial Times, reinforced these concerns, stating that if disabling the jets is technically possible through software, then it likely exists beyond Germany. The potential for Washington to exercise control over Allied aircraft has raised alarms in other nations. The Autonomic Logistics Information System, ALICE, a highly centralized maintenance and data network controlled by the U.S., has long been suspected of being a tool for disabling foreign-operated F-35s. This concern is not new. Former Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad previously criticized U.S. restrictions on Malaysia's F-18s, stating that the jets could not be used without American approval due to software limitations. This pattern of limiting foreign autonomy over American-made weapons has been a recurring issue, with U.S. policies dating back to the 1980s restricting how allies can operate their fighter jets. The debate over U.S. control is not limited to Europe. In February 2025, former Indian Air Force Air Marshal Anil Chopra publicly advised against India purchasing the F-35, citing Washington's history of abandoning allies when their interests diverged. He pointed to past U.S. restrictions on F-16 and F-18 sales to India, which came with heavy software access limitations. India's strategic policy has long prioritized autonomy over defense acquisitions, making American fighter jets a risky investment. Unlike European NATO members, India does not receive preferential access to U.S. military technology, increasing the likelihood of operational restrictions if Delhi were to purchase the F-35.